What's up, everyone? I'm Jay.
I'm Colin.
And this is the return of Star Wars Conversations. So, we're back. Colin got frozen in carbonite, and since he's defrosted, he's been suffering with hibernation sickness.
Yeah.
Hibernation sickness.
And Jay's got delusions of grandeur.
I do.
We don't know what's going on. Luke's a Jedi, and I don't know, it's just mental.
But rest easy, we're back. And,
Yay!
It's been a while, and a lot has happened in the time that we've been away. So,
I tell you what, Jay, normally we struggle to find news. I've got a massive list.
You do have a massive
list. In fact,
list.
I've so many things that I've forgotten half the things that we were going to talk about, because every time we go to record, I've still been blind, and I've only just been able to read stuff, so it's mad.
Well, I mean, I've seen your list briefly, and as I looked down it, I was like, yeah, I kind of remember this bit of news. I'm not sure if I remember what it was all about. So we will.
Well, that'll make it more fun, Jay.
I'm sure it'll make it more fun.
Let's guess what the story was.
There might be gaps where I'm Googling stuff. I don't know, but
well, I just look on the Star Wars Conversation Facebook page to find all my Star Wars news.
Ah, that's a very good place to look, Colin. I should start doing the same.
Yeah. In fact, that's where I got all of these articles from.
And I think I probably posted a lot of them.
You did.
But overall, there's been some good stuff there. There's been a thing that I've not liked so much too.
Well, do you want to get the thing that's stressing you out of your system?
You know what? We're so lucky that we didn't do this podcast a couple of days ago, because I watched the finale of Star Wars Rebels just before I went to bed. Right.
Okay, so before we get on, let's just say spoilers for anyone that haven't seen this.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the return of Rebels from its mid-season break through to the end.
Oh,
okay?
Are we? Okay. Okay, because... All right, okay.
I mean, there's not much to say.
No,
because
what I will say
there's 6 episodes and about 1 episode's worth of story.
Well, look, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, then we'll go back. But I'm just gonna say that season finale, I watched it just before I went to bed, and then I couldn't sleep for hours because I was so fucked off. Right, I was in bed and I was pissed off, right, and I was lying there, I was going, "Fucking Dave Filoni, fuck that guy," right. So, that being said, the last few episodes, okay.
All right, look, we don't need to recap the whole story. I mean, basically, all we know, what's happened is, it was basically 6 episodes.
Yeah.
As I said, it wasn't really 6 episodes worth of story, I don't think.
But when it came back, right, one thing that did make me happy was Kanan dying, right? Now, I know that's like, you're thinking it's like, good, I'm glad he died. I am, but because of storyline, right?
Yeah, to be fair, those 2 episodes were good, I thought.
They were, except whenever those stupid wolves turn up, they're not good. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I hate those wolves, right? But when Kanan died, they gave him like a heroic death, which we kind of...
And a haircut.
He had to have. He had a haircut. But we figured he had to have this heroic death. He had his moment with Hera there. He saw again for the last moment. He saved her life and pushed her into the ship while he held off the explosion. And
can I just ask a quick question, actually, just about Hera and Kanan here? So, obviously...
Yes.
We've seen the end of the thing where you see little baby Hera's son.
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming we're thinking that's Kanan's.
Well, that's what I thought, but then I'm like, but how?
How? Because
that's
literally they
also
kissed.
after Return of the Jedi as well. That's after Return of the Jedi, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't look that old. They kiss. Maybe it's different with Twi'leks.
Well, no,
maybe it works different.
It's 5-6 years old.
Is it 5, 6 years old? Okay, all right. So that could work.
But I mean, the key thing is here they kissed.
That's what I'm saying.
And
maybe
then he died.
Maybe it works differently with Twi'leks.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I don't know.
Kanan's pretty potent.
Yeah, right.
Don't snog him.
And then also just jumping ahead again with that kid, right?
Yeah.
So he's a white guy, right, with green hair and big ears. I don't see no Leku. So
No. It could be someone else.
Well, no, what I'm saying is
It could be like Klingons in Discovery.
Where's the Twi'lek in him? I didn't say. Anyway, so yeah, those first 2 episodes, you know,
he looked like Beast Boy from Teen Titans.
Yeah. But, no,
well, maybe it's not Kanan's. I mean, there is no one said
nothing's been said about that. But so Kanan, that episode where Kanan died, out of the 2, I liked that one better. The other one was kind of in and out of watching it. You know how I zone out on Rebels, right?
Well, again, throughout the whole of this season, you haven't needed 2 episodes to tell the same story. It's always every single one could have been 1 episode. But let's that was good anyway. I enjoyed that first story, apart from the wolf bit.
Then there's the one where they go into the stupid astral plane thing, time traveling.
So I'm obviously ecstatic that Ahsoka was back.
Oh, are you? I didn't realise you liked her that much.
I love her.
Oh.
And the thing is, I am, if it means I get more Ahsoka stories, which I think I will. The only thing is, I don't want Ahsoka and Sabine story looking for Ezra. I want story of whatever happened to Ahsoka, because she was there now for the entire of the Galactic Civil War.
Yeah, guess what? You're getting Ahsoka and Sabine looking for Ezra, because Dave Filoni can't let his precious characters die, right?
Well, let's have a Dave Filoni chat in a minute.
Okay.
Just cover the story first.
So this bit in the astral plane. Now, firstly, and I'm only calling it that because I can't remember what it's called, but it's some kind of time-traveling space bridge rubbish, yeah? So he sees all these different past things. And we had that scene in the previous season where Vader was fighting Ahsoka, right? And the last thing we saw was Vader come down with the lightsaber, and Ahsoka's like trying to block it, and the doors close, and the assumption was, Vader's killed his apprentice, right?
Yeah.
But no. Because Dave Filoni created Ahsoka, and he loves those characters so much that I hated her as Snips. I liked her a bit better when she's an adult, but Ezra has to see her, and at the last moment he grabs her and saves her life, and Vader falls through the floor. So that whole scene was pointless.
And he gets away from the Emperor.
Yeah, well, that was what I was about to go on to, right? Because Ahsoka and Ezra are better than Palpatine, so they can outrun his powers. They can outrun them, because the way that his powers work is that instead of them like going straight, they chase after you, right? They chase after you slowly, because these 2 are running at human speed. They're not even.
I'm wondering if I related to the Flash in this week's episode of the Flash. Have you seen it?
I haven't, because I've started hating this season of the Flash.
I'll tell you what. This episode will annoy you. We digress. Listen to DC TV podcast.
Is it Iris?
No, it's the worst episode ever. Anyway, okay. It's really annoying. Right. But listen to DC TV podcast with Jim and Daryl and a few of those people.
Do that. They'll tell you all about it. So I mean, I hated that he escaped from the Emperor there anyway, and then he jumps through a pool, she jumps through one, she's gone off somewhere else, he lands in front of his friends, and I don't really remember what else happened after that.
Well, it doesn't really matter, because nothing really happened.
Right, so nothing happens.
Dave only broke Star Wars.
Yeah, again. And I'm sure that the wolves turned up and went doom or some rubbish like that, and the wolves.
But
those
I mean, how it was left with Ahsoka was she was put back in the same place, but 2 years later, obviously at the time of now. So she's basically back. Basically, she's around for the whole of the Galactic Civil War. So interesting.
Maybe she's Snoke. Anyway,
no, Ezra's Snoke. Blatantly now, Ezra is Snoke. That is confirmed, I think.
So anyway, we go into the final 2 episodes, right? Now,
we haven't talked about that crappy bit when they had the mural and the wolves walk on the wall, but I guess that was all part of the
Yeah. I can't be blanking out of my memory. Anyway,
Blank out.
yeah, if you've got anything to say about that, say it.
No,
No?
it's annoying.
Okay, so then we go into the finale, and a bit of crap happens at the beginning, and then you've got Governor Price in her office, and that beardy ex-governor rebel comes on the hologram, and he's like, "Oh, I decided that we can't win without an army, so I'm going to give up the rebels to you." And at first, Price is a bit like, "Really?" And then she goes, "Okay, give me your coordinates." That doesn't sound like... Okay, so here, now I'm thinking, what would happen in this situation? Because she seems to not believe him to begin with, is that she would go, "All right, I'm going to send a bunch of my troops, and then I'm going to send another lot as well, so if it's a trap, they'll catch him." No, in this world, she goes, "Oh, yeah, he must be telling the truth," so she goes along with all her friends. They turn up there, they corner the rebels, right? They overpower them.
I quite like that fight scene, to be honest.
I liked it up until this point, right? And then Ezra has this wonderful idea to retreat to the cave.
I've got to say, what I will say is the whole plan was rubbish.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was a stupid plan because he didn't actually have a plan.
No.
They were still outnumbered, even when they got Governor Price there, and they were going, "Ha ha, fooled you," but they hadn't actually got anything up their sleeve, had they?
Well, they did. They did, because Ezra saw the cave, went, "Aha, we'll go in the cave because those stupid wolves are in the cave." And then the wolves just come out and kill all the Imperials because it's a really convenient plot device, right? And then something else that happens here, right? So the wolves corner Price, yeah? And whenever she thinks that the wolves are going to kill her, she begs for her life, right?
Yeah.
Now, the point of this is that before that, she had commented that if these rebels get away, Thrawn is going to execute her, right?
Yeah.
And she doesn't want that to happen. We know that Price wants to save her skin at all costs, right? So anyway, so the story goes on, and Rook manages to let Thrawn know what's going on. Thrawn's like, "I expected her to fail," because Thrawn is a master tactician, right?
And Rook's annoying.
But Rook's doing a job here, right? So Thrawn's told them to get the shields down, and he turns up in his Star Destroyer. They have a bit of a back and forth, and he's like, "You know what? I'm going to show you what I'm going to do." And he starts blowing up some buildings, killing people. I'm like, okay, cool, because this is what would happen, right? Thrawn would go, "I don't care about you guys. I'm just going to shoot these people because they mean nothing to me," right? So Ezra's all upset, and he's like, "No, I'm going to go to the ship."
Oh, and also that General Bloke's fake bit of pretending to be giving them up was it intentional that we were supposed to see from the beginning, because it was the most obvious storyline in the world.
I think it must have been, but I also like, because I can't exactly remember because it's been a few days since I watched it, but him and the other kid and that were lying unconscious, and stupid ass Hondo's there.
That was brilliant. I loved it at the end of the episode before, and they go, "Oh, Hondo," and I was like, "Oh, Jay would be pleased."
Oh God, that boy! I would do anything for him. Fuck off, Hondo. Get the hell out of here. No one needs you. Anyway, so these guys, because the Imperials never ever kill anyone, they just knock them out. All these guys are just lying unconscious, where the Imperials ask, "Well, oh, that's fine, because now they can get in their ship." And don't worry, Ezra told me to use Code Zero. Oh, Code Zero, what's that? Well, we'll find out in a minute. It's a really stupid code. So we've got, like, Ezra's agreed to go up to Thrawn's ship, right?
Yeah.
And all the Imperials are taking down the shield. Ezra goes up. The rebels are like, "No, don't go." He's like, "I have to," and he goes, right? So the rebels amongst themselves go, "We need to bring the shields down." They come up with a stupid plan, and the Ugnaught just goes through the vent, and all the stormtroopers turn around. They're like, "Huh?" Then the doors open, and Zeb and that lot take them out, right, with a punch, and they're all knocked out. So now the rebels just run through this place and just kill every Imperial, no problem. A point made on the Campia show was their plan here was to send out this beacon to call all Imperials to this place. So their plan was actually mass murder. They wanted to. they didn't want to just take out the place. They wanted to get as many people in there so they could slaughter them.
Well, that is the plan. I mean, what's the difference between that and blowing up a Death Star?
Yeah, but the Death Star, they blew up this Death Star because this thing is taking out planets, and the people that were on there were just on there. That was how it was. In this case, they're calling Imperials from other places in. Right, they're calling them from outside in, so they can kill them all in there.
But
That's
places
murder.
on
That's
places on
planned murder.
Lafau, and they're trying to rescue Lafau, aren't they? So no, I don't see that's a problem.
You could have, because you see a couple of them at the end surrender, right? So the other ones, they see it all go down. They're like, okay,
Well, they would die anyway.
But instead, they call them all in, right? But so Thrawn's ship, Ezra's up there, and I'm going to zip through it a little bit because I don't want to go on too long. Because we've got a lot to get through. But Thrawn takes Ezra to the Emperor. The Emperor tries to convince Ezra about his parents and that, and then Ezra does that.
Let's just talk about that though quickly.
Okay.
I didn't understand that bit at all.
Well, the hologram
what was it? What was the Emperor trying to do? Was that real? Was he trying to get him to open the door so the Emperor could then use it?
I think he wanted to. I think that he wanted him to go through this, so that would be his reality, and then he wouldn't be in there.
But how did the Emperor recreate just that one particular space bridge bit?
Because Dave Filoni just decided.
It was stupid.
It was stupid. Now, something cool that I thought that came out of this bit was the royal guards that turn up. But just before that...
Again, I didn't like that because they look more like the Praetorian guards or whatever they're called rather than the Emperor's royal guards.
Yeah, I guess they did a bit.
They were like, no, he's got the boring ones with the nice capes. He hasn't got the ninja ones with all different helmets.
Apparently he does. But there's this point here where Ezra resists Palpatine, right? Now, my understanding is, and I read this somewhere, and I can't remember where it was, but this story right here is a year before New Hope, right?
Yeah.
So when Luke resists the Emperor and says, "No, Your Highness, I'm a Jedi like my father before me," that was a pivotal moment because Luke resisted the Sith Lord, right?
Yeah.
Nah, because Ezra did it too. Everyone resists Palpatine. He's not hard to beat at all. Palpatine's a pile of shit. He can't do anything. He can't convince him. He can't catch him with his stupid powers, and he gets resisted. So
I would. In their defence, I would say Ezra's not had any contact with the Emperor before, apart from that one thing on the space bridge.
Ezra's the most powerful Jedi ever.
And the Emperor's skill is deception, creating deceit, and like he obviously seduced Anakin. Luke,
but he can't.
He had leverage. He had leverage over Luke. The only leverage he had over Ezra was showing him his parents. But Ezra had already come to terms with his parents' death already within the series. When we've seen him getting over it.
And it has been established to us that Ezra is more powerful than Luke and Anakin put together. He's like the best Jedi ever, right? Because he comes out of here, the ninja guards turn up, right? Which I thought they were quite cool with their force pikes. They hold him in the air with it, and he's trapped, right? Stormtroopers come in. Dude is right in front of them. Now, I know Stormtroopers can't aim for anything, right? But he's right there. And about 4 of them are shooting at him and can't hit him at all, right? And then Ezra, although trapped, uses the Force to lift rocks, which apparently, we know it takes training unless you're Rey. So he picks up these rocks and throws the rocks at them, and that's them all beaten. So he runs out of there. Now we can only assume he's picked up this gun and taken out everyone else on the Star Destroyer.
I think your issue is that our main... throughout our growing up with Star Wars, we were used to Luke, who is obviously the shittest. Right? No, he's obviously the shittest Jedi because every other Jedi can do everything really good, really quickly. Yeah. Luke is the only one who's actually been crap, apart from Obi-Wan in A New Hope, which I think
to be powerful, right?
Yeah, he was just putting it on, I think, because he felt bad for Luke being so rubbish. Luke couldn't even bloody hit the bloody with his visor down. Do you know what I mean? Idiot.
But also, what pisses me off about it as well is, the Jedi all but extinct. Well, not really, because they hint that they're everywhere, right? And we know there's another one kicking around. So anyway, so Ezra takes out everyone on the ship, and he's got Thrawn at gunpoint. He's like, "Haha, I've beaten you." And Thrawn's like, "Minor setback." No, because I outwit you, because I'm a better tactician than you, because my stupid Code Zero calls the dumbass space whales in, right? who come
I had no
flying
idea
in.
where they were from. It
Oh,
wasn't. I had to
because
look
they
it
were in
up
that
to find out
episode, right?
in season 2 again. It's
Yeah,
like what?
and one of the lamest episodes of all.
Well,
So
also, again, when I was watching Rebel Recon, whoever it was, one of the producers, whatever, was going, "Oh yeah, everyone thought that was a throwaway episode." No, it was a throwaway episode. It was still crap.
no,
I
it
can't even
wasn't,
remember it.
because that was all part of their big plan.
No.
We'll make everyone think it's a crap episode, but really it's going to be the whole pivotal moment of the whole season. So these stupid space whales come in, they smash the windows on the Star Destroyer's bridge, right? And they grab Thrawn, and he's all trapped, right? And then they're going to go.
And they put him through hyperspace with the window smashed.
Hyperspace with the window smashed open, and apparently it's been confirmed that Ezra and Thrawn are still alive.
Yeah,
Right.
by Filoni. Yeah.
Yeah, so somehow they survive hyperspace, which bugs me because I want Ezra dead. I hate that character.
Well, I told you. I've told you. I've told Daniel. I've told everyone. The next series is about Thrawn and Ezra in the uncharted regions. It's going to be. I'm telling you.
I know, you're probably right. But I wanted... See, what should have happened is that these heroes should have been defeated
Killed.
and left with Hera and Chopper and the Ghost.
And Zeb.
And Zeb, and they make their escape. That would have been cool, right? Because that made sense.
I was gutted we
right?
never saw the Rogue One Battle of Scarif.
Yeah, I know, that would have been cool. And I wanted Thrawn and what he had there to be sent to the uncharted regions, and I thought that would have been much better than what actually happened. Thrawn's just all trapped, and this is dumb. Anyway, so then we get this wonderful moment on the ship where they see a hologram of him, and we see that Sabine's still alive. So she's stuck around, and she stays on Lothal.
It jumps forward, doesn't it? Yeah.
She stays on Lothal, and she's done some stupid portrait of her old gang where she caresses Ezra's cheek.
Yeah, because Sabine basically stays to look after Lothal, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Lothal.
So
I'll tell you what I did like. Well, first of all, you haven't mentioned the fact that they did blow up that entire
and that's
thing
where I was
and
going
kill all
with
the
Price, actually, because he says to Price at the end, he goes, "Why don't you come with us?" And the point is that she's tried to save her skin the whole way through, and she goes, "No, I'm an Imperial."
She would never have done that.
And she wouldn't have done it. She'd have gone, "Yeah, I'm going to die, so I'm getting out of here." Because she's just seen Thrawn, as far as she knows, die, right?
Yeah.
He ain't going to execute her now. So she's free,
Yeah.
right? So instead, she goes, "No," and walks out onto the balcony and blows up with this stupid thing that she's in, the Terror Dome. And, right? And then we get this jump forward, and we see that all these arsehole characters are alive.
So my favourite bit though is what's the Callus? Is it Callus?
Callus, yeah.
Him and Zeb looking like they are running off into the sunset together. I think Zeb's introducing Callus to his family because they are definitely an item.
I think they're the first animated homosexual couple in Star Wars, right?
I mean,
and cross species as well.
Yeah, I tell you that. I mean, that was a weird scene.
yeah, right.
I mean, it was like, we're together.
Yeah, I know. I reckon that they did do that on purpose.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think
they've had a hint at it throughout, right?
Again, have they?
They've had a hint of it that Callus was starting to like Zeb a bit. I thought they did.
Have they?
Yeah, I kind of like got the odd bit where it's like, he really likes him. And not in a romantic way, but I thought he really liked him, and he was. And because it goes from the time that he had broken his ankle and Zeb helped him and all that, and I was like, okay, yeah.
Because I just thought, I mean, this is nice that they've settled down. Right?
They're living happily ever after.
I thought, where does this come from?
But it bugged me that Sabine was giving the narration over the Galactic Civil War, because I was like, fuck, man, they made her survive. He just couldn't kill his characters.
I can't believe she didn't go back to Mandalore.
I know,
right?
right?
I mean, because also, what happened to all the Mandalorians?
Oh, they forgot about them. All it is that he just can't bear to kill his precious characters, so he had to keep as many of them alive as possible and just kill only one of them.
And Kanan was my favourite one out of them all.
Yeah, he was one of the best ones, but he had to die because he was a Jedi, right? And so then at the end, Sabine looks at this stupid picture she made, And then she said to someone looking at her, turns around and, oh, look, there's Ahsoka, the Jedi Master, in her robes.
Well, no, we don't know. She can't be a Jedi,
I know
can she?
she's not, but I'm just saying, like, you know, they've got her in her robes and everything, and I'm just like, here we go. And they made a point of making sure that Sabine picked up Ezra's lightsaber, and she walks towards Ahsoka, and then they go off together, and I just was like, oh god, I hated this so much. I just hated it. And I tweeted Dave Filoni afterwards, and I said, do us a favour and never go near Star Wars again. And what kills me is that I am really in the minority, because
you are.
I posted something on a YouTube video, and the amount of people that came back at me going, oh, it's the fucking best thing I've ever seen. And all I thought to myself is, if this is where Star Wars goes, I will stop watching Star Wars, because I can't. If this is what they start doing... Are you
putting your tender in your resignation from Star Wars Conversations, Jay?
No, what I'm saying is, like...
Weren't you going to talk about the original 3 films?
Well, I'm not... No, you know what, dude, even the prequels are better than Rebels. I still like the movies and everything, but what they've done here, like, just fucking sucked, man. I hated it. There was the odd good episode. Like, I liked the one with Wedge where he was on TIE fighters and, you know, where he came from the Imperial Academy and all that stuff. But just overall, I thought it just stank. And, you know...
I didn't hate it as much as you. In fact, I can't say I hated it. I was disappointed with it.
I had rage. I went to bed fucked off, man.
I can tell, man. I mean, my view on it all is a bit more zen in that. I mean, I started when Rebels first started. I really loved the first season. I thought it was really good.
I started out liking it.
Yeah, and to be honest, and this is the same thing with at the end of Clone Wars. When we didn't know what had happened to Ahsoka and that, and I was talking to a friend at work going, "Oh, I'm so excited to know what happens to Ahsoka. It's really crazy that, you know, Anakin's Padawan we've not heard of in any of the story. What are they going to do to resolve it? I'm really annoyed that I'm at the end of Rebels. I'm still feeling like, what are they doing about the fact that Ahsoka's alive? And
because Filoni wants to drag her out forever, man. If you gave him 1,000 years of Star Wars to play with, he'd keep finding ways to make her jump to the future so she never dies.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of Rebels Recon recently, mainly because of Andy presents it.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, Filoni's on it a lot, and obviously all that. I haven't got a problem with Filoni as such, because he obviously loves what he does, and he's obviously passionate about it, and he's really a George Lucas guy, isn't he? And I do get the feel that what he's done, it would have been what George Lucas would have done with it.
I don't know. I think Filoni's got really fucking retarded ideas.
I think, yeah. I mean, like I say, I don't agree necessarily with what he's done. I do think this whole time travel thing is a massive pain in the bum. It's just someone is gonna use it badly in the future.
Oh yeah, and you know what? The worst thing that you can come up with for it, the story group go, yeah, great idea.
Yeah,
because it's not just him that's to blame. It's the story group.
No, this is the thing. The story group. I do think there's a lot of yes men at Lucasfilm. I mean,
I think
that's my feeling now. Is with I don't think anyone called Ryan, what's his face, steered him straight when he was making Last Jedi, and I think he'd made a few cock-ups in that. And I think they're going to do the same with Solo, and I think they've done it with Rebels, and I think they've a little bit lost their way. I think.
I hope they don't with Solo, because from what I've seen of Solo now, and we'll go on to that in a second, I actually quite like it.
I like the sabotage version.
Oh yeah, man, that's cool. All right, I'll tell you what.
All right, look, well, let's put a line under Rebels. Rebels is gone.
Thank God. That was my favourite bit.
What do you think is going to happen next? Is there going to be? Are we going to see those characters again? Yes, is what you're saying.
Yes, we are definitely.
Do you think? I mean, the good and the bad out of this is the potential. Hera. Probably Zeb and what's his name?
Callus.
Sabine and Ezra and Thrawn have all got potential to have their own novel, book, comic, TV series, all of them have got potential to have spin-offs there, and Ahsoka. Is there any of that you'd like to see? Maybe not, delivered by Dave Filoni, but in a different medium.
I would have liked to see Hera turn up in a live action. I think she's a good character. I quite like Hera.
Yeah, I'd love to see her in a TV.
Zeb as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Zeb was the original design for Chewie, right? So it'd be interesting to see what he would be like in a live action too.
He's retired and having his love.
Retired. Yeah, he's
in his love nest.
Love. And Thrawn again. I've wanted to see Thrawn in
live action. We've got a Thrawn book in April, haven't we?
Yeah.
When's that set? Is that set?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it.
No, I don't really know. I've got it pre-ordered though.
Cool.
Audible seems to be putting its finger out, and I've got Thrawn, the Solo new book, and The Last Jedi in the UK. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. With Thrawn though, I mean, as I say, I'd like to see Thrawn in live action. You know.
Yeah.
For me, that would be cool because. Look, people always throw this at me whenever I say anything about Rebels. It's aimed at kids, but my answer is that when I was a 4-year-old boy, A New Hope was Star Wars, and as a little child, A New Hope worked, and that wasn't full of stupidity, right? It had its moments of humour, but it had everything, and I find that they make the cartoons overly silly, and they don't need to be. You saw that animation that guy did, the Tan Posler one. You see that one? Did I send it to you? There's a wicked animation of Tan Posler, right? It's cool. I'll send it to you. I would like to see a Star Wars cartoon like that. It's like kind of old anime style, you know.
Cool.
Wicked. We won't get that.
Well, a bit like that. That picture of him I showed you.
No, it's that. Yeah, that artist, the same guy. He did the animation.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
oh, wicked!
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, that TIE Fighter animated thing, man. That was wicked.
Yeah, those are the kind of things I see. I'd like to see a more serious Star Wars cartoon that's in line more with the movie level of seriousness. You know.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, look, I'd like to see Hera in more stuff, but I also am really worried, and we'll talk about it when we get to Colins Comic Corner, but Hera, I don't think, is already not being dealt with properly in the comics.
Oh, okay.
She's in that Dr. Aphra and nothing happens properly.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really concerned that there's too many people doing too many things, and that Lucasfilm are not being tough enough and being strict enough and reserving good characters for the right things. You know, the fact they've just let Tan Posler and Hera and that be in that Dr. Aphra storyline,
and not really thinking about what you could do with those characters.
Yeah, the potential of those characters.
Yeah.
I mean,
I still don't like the fact nowadays more than ever that everything is canon, because you are going to start really falling into holes around the place. You're tying up characters in a way that you can never use them again.
And now we've got time travel. They can go back and they can do a Star Trek and reset things.
And they will.
They will. Of course, they will.
This will be used for doing a reboot of the originals at some point. You know.
Oh, don't say that.
It will. That's what will eventually happen. They'll be like, then this could happen, and then it changes the way that stuff happens. And Luke actually gets killed at birth, and Ezra becomes Luke. No, I don't know. Don't tempt them, because they love stupidity.
All right. Well, let's move on from Rebels, because it's
so we've got a lot to talk about. We've gone on about that for ages, so we're going to get through these different things, because you made a list, didn't you?
I did. Let's talk about something a bit more positive. The Han Solo trailer.
Okay, yeah. So Han Solo trailer.
I can't believe we haven't talked about this. It's over about a month ago.
Long. And I mean, they did the teaser during the Super Bowl, right? Which I'd just like to say, my team won the Super Bowl. It was a great day for me, and not only that, but I got this and Infinity War and so many other things during the game. But I really liked the teaser one, where it showed Han Solo at the Imperial Academy. He's got the officer there, and he's like, I think it's like they were launching to go to the academy, right? And he's like, what do you want to do? And there's like the officer's a bit, he's smiling and everything, and Han's like, I'm going to be the greatest pilot or whatever. And you get a few clips there. I think you see one of the troopers on the speeder bike. Solo hits them off. You get a look at Daenerys. I think in this trailer you get to see her like in her cape and everything, don't you?
You do.
And she looks pretty badass like that. And in that, I was like, oh, she looks like she's a villain, you know? And maybe she's going to double cross him at some point. But yeah, I really like that. And then obviously the next day we got the full trailer, which sounds like you're playing it there. Yeah,
I am playing it just to remind myself because it's been so long since I watched it.
Starts out with him, you know, switching on all the switches on the Falcon, which now we know it looks different because obviously it's got body kit on or something like that. It's Lando's ships. It's all nice and clean inside. Solo is a real pig because he's like managed to filth it up big time.
I blame Chewie.
Yeah, definitely.
Chewie has rubbed every inch of his body on every surface in that bloody.
Chewie's been out in the rain and rolling in the mud, right? And he's just like just rubbed it off on the walls. And
it's disgusting. Think about it. I mean, what are we talking about? 10 years?
Yeah, supposedly. I think it's maybe 15 years. It's maybe 15 years before New Hope.
What, before New Hope?
Apparently, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Again, I've seen that somewhere. I'm sure they said 15 years.
Can't be 15 years.
10 to 15, anyway. But, yes, 10 to 15 is something like that. But you get to see Solo and Lando. They're in, like, fur coats. They're in some kind of snowy place. It looks like it's Kashyyyk, right? Is that where they're meant to be there?
I think so.
I can't remember the thing. But
you see, it's on like a mountain anyway, and a very cloudy mountain with snow. So I don't know. And then you see the interior of the ship. You see the exterior of the ship.
Yeah.
You see, like these sort of weird, like pyramid-y type rocks.
I like the look of the bad guys.
You see the woman from Westworld.
The baddie bounty hunters look cool. You get to see Thandie Newton. She's there, whoever she's playing.
Is she playing Sana?
A lot of people are speculating that, but she has actually got a different name that they've shown for her. But that could just be a ruse. But we get to see Kira with Solo and like doing some of his missions. It's kind of a heist movie, isn't it? Because you've got Woody Harrelson's putting together this crew.
See Chewie with two bandoliers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that sells more toys.
Robot dude flying with Lando.
Yeah, he's quite cool. I like that. And overall, I mean, I thought it looked really cool. I like the look of some of the Imperials you see. I thought the action looked good.
What do you think of that planet? That's sort of like in the it's like a bar area, and there's that woman dancing, and I got a bit Canto Bite shivers from that.
Yeah, but there's probably going to be some kind of cantina.
And there was like the Western.
I was about to say that. I love that. I love the look of that because that's how Han Solo should be. Right? He's a space cowboy, and I love that he's about to draw. And I hope that they just make him shoot right before anyone shoots at him. Definitely,
everyone first.
Definitely. Yeah, man. You know what? I was pleasantly surprised with the Solo trailers because, I haven't been excited for it up until now. But after I saw those trailers, I became very excited.
Well, we knew we would.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think? Because he doesn't say much in it, but he does have that little joke at the end about them.
I mean, that was a Han Solo thing to say. I'm glad that he's not trying to do an impression of Harrison Ford. As long as he gets the essence of the character and he gets the mannerisms. Because there's a bit where Kira says to him, "I know what you are," and he kind of he sort of smiles and laughs a little bit, and then he goes, "What am I?" And then he kind of goes all serious, like he doesn't want to hear the answer, kind of thing. And I thought that was a very Han Solo way to act. So overall, I thought it looked good, and it made me look forward to it coming out in.
I've got to say though, was when I had the Sabotage version, listeners.
Oh, that worked so well.
That is amazing. So look it up, Sabotage Solo trailer.
Yeah.
It just plays so well.
It really does. It just works, doesn't it?
Yeah, very cool. What do you think of the Falcon? The outside of it?
Yeah, I thought it looked fine. They'll obviously explain what happens there. Han Solo says he made a lot of special modifications himself.
That whole front bit looks like it can just come off.
It probably does. It's probably just a body kit or something.
One of the I think I was watching Nerdist or something, and they were saying they were thinking that maybe
about it being a
Falcon,
ship.
well, the Falcon underneath actually might be a bit shittier, and that
Right.
Lando's just plated it to make it look better.
Well, that's what I said. It's like a body kit. He's put stuff over the top,
and so
he probably
actually,
has pimped it out.
Yeah. So actually, it's not Han that's completely knackered. It actually is an older ship, and it's just been tied up.
Yeah, it could well be. I mean, even like if you look inside, all the seats and everything all nice, and you know, I don't know what Chewie's going to do today. He's really biting the seats and ripping them a little bit, but yeah, no, I thought it looked good, man. I enjoyed the play.
I mean, that is just weird, though, isn't it? How dirty it is. I mean, it's weird that it's gone from. I mean, I hope there's some explanation of what's happened. Like some big alien thing's got to be. But like, I mean, I'd rather like go. Actually, no, I prefer beige, and then he gets the whole seats rechanged or something because it's gross to it's gross to think that is just dirt. Do you know what I mean? Before it was kind of cool. I mean, I get the looked-in feel, but it's really gross to think that they actually are supposed to be that white. It's like Chewie's just shat all over them.
Maybe he did.
He sharted.
Yeah, maybe he had a bad curry, and things just got out of control. Who knows?
Close,
yeah. Did I just freeze there for a while? I did.
You did freeze. But luckily, this isn't the video anymore. So.
Oh yeah. So okay, what's next?
What's next?
I think today's news is quite a good one.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He's doing the live action on the new streaming Disney thing.
So he's going to be the showrunner, right? So he's going to write and produce.
I love Jon Favreau.
Which is good. I'm really happy about that.
He's
really
happy
about that.
in Iron Man.
Yeah, indeed he is. Yeah, I'm really happy about it. Favreau's awesome. He's a lifelong Star Wars fan.
I've liked most of his stuff. I don't think I've seen
anything. He voices a character in the new Han Solo movie. Who he did reveal the name of him the other day, didn't he?
Rio Durant, isn't it?
What's that?
Rio Durant.
That's it. Yeah. Rio Durant. Yeah. So he's already appeared now. I think he did a voice in the Clone Wars as well. So. He's been hanging around Star Wars for a while, and obviously at Disney he did Jungle Book, which was absolutely brilliant. He's done
Iron Man.
He's in all the Marvel movies,
and he made Iron Man. Didn't he make Iron Man?
Yeah, he did Iron Man. So he got the MCU,
which is the best one, I think. My favourite one.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, so he got the MCU started, and he's also doing Lion King.
And he was in Friends.
And he was in Friends. Yes, he was.
And he was in Swingers. I love Swingers.
Yeah.
And so, I like the thing when he's the chef in that, and he's got the food truck. Have you seen that film? It was on Netflix.
Okay, I don't know.
It's good. It's like some kind of like Latin American type food he makes. And there's a lot of rumba music. I don't know what it is because I don't know anything. But
the thing is, Disney obviously have a lot of faith in him. As I say, he's doing the new Lion King movie, which for Disney is a really big deal.
It's going to have albino Scar.
So he said what?
Albino Scar.
Oh, is it? Is it going to have an albino? I didn't know that. Yeah. So, but the point is that Jungle Book was absolutely fantastic. That gave them enough trust in to put him onto Lion King.
Did it have a huge
title for them? Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah, it was wicked. It's such a good movie. I watched it twice in IMAX. And now, based on all of that, he's proved himself with Iron Man, with all these things. So they're like, yeah, man, put him on Star Wars. And I think it's quite good that he's getting the TV show as well, because it gives him a lot of time to develop characters, and you can put a lot into it.
Would you prefer? I still think they would have been better off getting those Game of Thrones fellas to do the TV show.
I don't know. I mean, just because.
That's the other bit.
Game of Thrones, they had different source material, right?
Who are they again? What's their names?
And aren't they? They're producing as well. They're just producing the movie, aren't they? They're not directing.
They're producing a new trilogy, aren't they?
Right. Yeah. So, and are they writing it as well?
Well, I assume they were.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that could be quite good for them to play with it, because at the same time, they're not going to be the ones directing it. So.
Well, it might.
I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to write, produce, and direct it. I doubt that very much.
I think the Russo brothers should do a Star Wars trilogy.
Who knows if they want to? Maybe.
I think Wonder Woman director should do a Star Wars trilogy.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I think you should do a Star Wars. I think anyone who wants to do a Star Wars trilogy should be able to do one, because Lucasfilm seems to be giving them out willy nilly at the moment.
Yeah, if Filoni can do Star Wars, anyone can. But look, good director, good writers, good producers. Get those people do Star Wars.
Are you worried though? Are you worried now? Like we've got the Game of Thrones announcement. We know Ryan Johnson's doing a trilogy. We've got Favreau doing a TV series. Are there just too many people doing too many different things?
Well, this is where all the continuity and everything's going to stop.
And we've still got the saga films, and we've still got solo stories. Do you think there's going to be any more Star Wars stories, or do you reckon that's dead now?
Do you think that with them doing all this stuff, that they've put this possibility of time travel in there as get out clause? When they realised that they could start running trouble with the canon because they've already had a few things that contradict? Do you think that they're now, we need a way that we could get out of it if we really
or they could just be simpler and say, actually, no, none of that counts.
That's what I would do.
Which is what they do in Star Trek.
That's what I would do.
They say the novels are canon until they decide they're not, and then they just go, no, we've changed our minds.
Exactly, and I think that's what they should just do. Am I worried about it?
Well, not worried, I guess.
I'll tell you what, as long as they keep the quality up, it should be fine. The thing is that Star Wars historically has always been an event, and it's going to stop being that now.
Yeah,
it's going to just become a very casual thing, and unfortunately, look, Star Wars is extremely profitable, right? And it has like one of the biggest fan bases of anything, if not the biggest. So as long as the quality is good and people keep going to watch them, it'll be fine. But they've just got to make sure they keep that quality going. And as you were saying earlier, it's starting to feel like there's a lot of yes men there in the story group, and that needs to not happen, because people
I would like to think. I think what's missing is one person totally in charge of the story. I know we've got Kathleen Turner. Not Kathleen Turner. That would be much interesting.
We're in trouble.
We've got Kathy, obviously in charge as a whole, but no one seems to be in charge of where the story is going. So, and that is most concerning thing.
They need a Kevin Feige for Star Wars. They do. I agree with you. And so the idea is that the story group are in control of all that.
Too many. You can't write by democracy.
Democracy!
Absolute power! Someone needs absolute power.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Look, we'll see. As for the Star Wars story brand...
What I'm saying, Jay, is let me be in charge.
Well, don't tell me. You need to tell someone else.
I tell Kathy every night. Every now and again.
As for the Star Wars story brand, I don't think that's going to come to an end anytime soon. I think they still want to go ahead with that, and it's a real opportunity to step outside and do a few different things. I think they will start to edge away from what we know over time. I think that they're just doing it a little slowly because they want to keep people coming back. But once you start getting a few different things out there into the where the general public are watching movies that are set in different time periods, and they become aware that it's not all in the same place, then they can start going outside the box a little bit.
So I guess, really, putting my positive pants back on, we've talked about this before. There's a million different things you could do with Star Wars. There's so many different eras. There's such a long time frame that was established in the Legends universe, and there's so many different aliens, and the galaxy's so big. Yeah, there's a million things they could do. Yeah. It is exciting, and I think so long as all these people that are getting spread out and do lots of different things in different places, and not worry about everything being connected, I think that's going to be the trick. And I think, again, this is what, when we've talked, has been my annoyance is that they get an idea like, oh, let's have grey Jedis, and then it appears in every single thing they do.
Yeah.
And Filoni was his point about the space bridge thing was he was saying he wanted something that will connect all of the Star Wars together and show that it's one big thing, and that's why you had the voices of all the different characters from the future, like Kylo and all that, and you have all the past ones, and that's what he was trying to demonstrate in that, which I think is I don't mind that idea. I think it's dangerous that you could interfere with time. I think watching it is one thing and interfering with it is another. But like I said, if all these things are separate, but they don't all start, we've shown a planet in that film, we're now going to do everything in like bloody Jeddah at the moment. Yeah, so I don't know.
Look, and we as fans have to accept that with the movies now, if they're going to have that many, there are going to be some that don't really work so well for us, and
or aren't for us.
That don't, or aren't for us. Yeah, I mean, but and this is the thing with everything being connected. The danger is that you can affect things in such a way that it ties the hands of anyone trying to do.
Well, already now, like let's just use this: Rebels and Hera. Hera is now in every key battle.
Yeah.
Like, she was in the Battle of Scarif, she was in the Battle of Endor. I don't know where she was on Yavin, but I'm assuming she was involved.
Rex was on Endor.
Yeah, Rex is on Endor. That's now canon. It's like,
and bear in mind that Rex looks exactly like Jango Fett. So that old dude that you see in Return of the Jedi is meant to look like Temuera Morrison. He doesn't, but he's meant to look like Temuera Morrison.
I like Rex anyway, but
I liked him in Clone Wars.
He looks like a gay bear or something. I think. Again, him and Callus and Zeb all are in a freeway.
Yeah,
interesting. Again, no, I'd see that. But I don't know. It's all gone. Like I say, Hera's in everything, and my concern is she's going to be in everything now that she's alive. Now I think basically now that Rebels is finished, we are going to see Sabine, Hera, Zeb pop up in every media, in every book, in every bloody thing.
When Sabine starts turning up and everything, that's when I'll start getting pissed off. Because, like, again, as well, right, if you go to the original trilogy, Fett was the only dude you saw in the Mandalorian armor, and he was unique, and it's like, oh, look, he's mysterious. Nah, not anymore.
Mando's was something mysterious and cool.
Yeah, they're not now.
Not now.
And even if I look at the Mandalorians I've seen in the Clone Wars and in Rebels, even if Fett was meant to be one of those, which obviously we know he's not, but if he was meant to be one of those, I'd think he's not that cool. I'd be like, he's not badass because they weren't.
No. And I still don't get what's the point of having that rocket on their back.
Well, Jango Fett showed you in Attack of the Clones.
It's crap.
You bend your head forward and shoot.
That is the worst way to attack someone in the world.
Well, that was their plan. That's what
unless you're pretending to bow. Oh, hello, Your Highness. Fooled you.
Maybe that's where it came from originally. Maybe it was like to assassinate kings and queens.
Yeah. Stupid. Anyway, let's jump.
Yeah.
So we talked about Game of Thrones, guys. We talked about Jon Favreau. Let's talk about, in this randomness that I am on my list, the recently shown, as in yesterday, The Last Jedi deleted scene involving Finn and Phasma.
Phasma. Oh, dude, that was so much better than what we got in the movie.
Yeah. So,
why not end it like that?
What it is, in case I haven't seen it.
Okay, so if you haven't seen it, there's a scene with we're assuming everyone's seen The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
You know how Phasma dies. In this, it looks like she's fallen off the ledge, but held on or something, because she's climbing up at the beginning, and somehow there's a bunch of stormtroopers there with her.
Yeah, obviously none of the effects in this bit, so it's a bit difficult to see exactly what they...
Although it still looked quite good, I thought. But Finn's got all these stormtroopers surrounding him. They've got their guns pointed at him. He's holding his swirly force baton thing. So he lowers it, and Phasma sort of calls him a traitor, and he goes, "Oh, you know, when I held a gun to your head, you squealed like a whoop hog," and he, you know, in front of everyone says that she put down the shields because she was scared she was going to get shot.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Who would believe a story like that?" And you see all the stormtroopers start looking at each other like, "What?" And then this is why it was good, because Phasma's been built up to be some kind of badass character, but we've never seen her
with
do
no
anything.
scruples and always out for herself.
But we've never seen her do anything cool, right?
No.
And she just
We've never seen her do anything.
But in this thing, she really quickly turns around and shoots all of the stormtroopers. So we know she's got skills, right?
Yeah.
Then she pulls her gun on Finn, and he just slices her hand off.
That was
right?
wicked.
Which
And
cool.
actually made Finn do something good as well.
Yeah.
Which is quite
But
cool.
again, this also makes Phasma seem like a badass, because she goes, screams, and then just hits Finn, knocks him down. So she just carries on fighting with one hand now, you know, it's just been cut off. And she stands over him, she's got her spear, and she goes, "You're scum," and he goes, "Rebel scum." And then he just picks up one of the heavy troopers' fucking blaster cannons and just shoots her in the chest and sends her flying
that was cool.
off the edge. And I'm like, you know, it was, 30 seconds longer than what we actually got, and a shit ton better. And the thing is that they put enough stuff in The Last Jedi that was just useless time wasting, when we could have had this. It's like, why would you not have this awesomeness?
So has it made you excited now to see what else they're going to show on the Blu-ray or whatever?
Look, you know, I don't know that it's made me excited. I'll be interested to see what's there. It might make me disappointed because this, I was like, oh man, this, you know, hopefully Adiwan.
Why do you think they didn't do that bit?
I can't see any reason. Maybe because they wanted to have a longer scene with Mark Hamill's character trying to put coins in BB-8 or something like that. Maybe they want to show more of that kind of rubbish when we could have had a worthwhile scene. I thought that this scene showed Phasma to be that she is quite badass, and shows, you know, Finn do something cool, because he didn't really do anything cool in the movie either.
No.
Right? So we got to see him do something cool here. So I don't know. I can't think why they wouldn't put this in. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I liked it. It was much better.
No, but why do you think they didn't put this in?
To be honest, I don't understand what happened in Last Jedi. I don't know what a lot of the decisions were made and how they were made.
Oh, okay.
A lot of it, I just scratched my head and think, what? Anyway, okay, good. Right, here's something a little bit different. I was watching Nerdist again, and they had a brilliant video all about something that's been going around: the Return of the Jedi, Luke's plan plot hole.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the video?
I haven't watched the video, but I've heard about plot hole. I think,
so basically,
Men posted it on the group, didn't he? As well.
Yeah.
He
So basically, it's not really a plot hole. It's more what was Luke's plan? What was Luke's plan?
Yeah,
and a lot of different people have tried to dissect it and work out what the actual plan was supposed to be and where it went wrong.
What about it is the future, you see? And he just saw what might happen. And was like, yeah, I'll do that. Why not? That works.
And, you know, and then like saying, you know, they put all the different people in place. They put Lando in place. Leia then goes in with Chewie, and Luke's obviously put the droids in, was going to sell the droids or swap them for Han, and obviously he's hidden the lightsaber. Now, I think people are just overthinking it, because I mean, one of the fears is that there wasn't actually a plan, and it's all different people with individual plans. Like Leia had a plan, and also that's the other thing.
Oh, that didn't work.
Well, the other thing was, why does everyone assume it was Luke's plan? It could have been Leia's plan anyway, you know, because Leia is actually the boss and is the one who knows what she's doing. But you know, so a minimum, Luke could have had one plan and Leia had a separate plan, which is a bit feasible. But it seems to me that they put Lando in. He scoured it out.
He bangs his head.
Yeah, bangs his head. He tends to be a stormtrooper. And then Leia brings Chewie in. I mean, that bit, again, it's just about putting the people in the place. I think. I don't think she intended to get caught by Jabba when she was trying to spring. I think her plan
She
was
just wasted time taking off her helmet and
well,
pissing
I think
around,
she was trying to. I thought her plan was
and walking into chimes.
My view is, I think Luke had a separate plan from Leia. I think Leia's plan was put Lando in, put Chewie in. She gets Han out of the thing. When they go get, then Lando's supposed to go and get Chewie, and then they escape. I think that was supposed to be the plan.
Yeah.
And then Luke put in a backup plan of putting the droids in. And then,
but this makes sense, right? Because even if we go with what I said, right, and say that Luke had a vision of what the future would be, right, I don't think that they'd have agreed to go to Leia. Look, you're going to become a slave girl for a little while, and Jabba's going to be like leching over you.
I honestly think Leia's plan was
there was two plans.
Yeah, I definitely think Leia's plan was she was going to get Han out, then go get Chewie with Lando, and I think that cocked up because obviously Jabba was onto her.
Yeah.
But I think Luke's bit was a bit looser in that he just.
Isn't it always?
Because people are saying, well, he was going to swap the droids. I don't think Luke for 1 second ever thought Jabba was going to swap the droids for Han.
No.
Because that was one of the big bits. It was like, well, if Jabba had given, if Luke had given Jabba the droids and Jabba had said yes, then Luke would have lost his life. I was like, well, he obviously didn't think they were going to give it.
No. I think that you're right. I reckon that Luke was a contingency plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I like more is that the movie came out in 1983.
Yeah.
And that people have only just gone, hey, wait a minute.
It makes sense.
You know what?
Who's the guy in our group that loves Return of the Jedi? I can't remember who it is. Is it Matthew Small? Is it?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
I kept meaning to tag him in and ask him what he thought because he
I'm
loves
sure
it.
he's seen it. I'm sure he's seen this.
But
yeah, I'd be interested. Matthew, if you watch this video or listen to this, it's not video anymore. Put a comment about what we just talked about.
Yeah, we'd love to know what you think. Anyway, so I thought that was fun anyway, so I thought that was worth talking about. Next thing I've seen is The Force Awakens original opening.
I have watched that.
You posted this, Jay.
I have watched it.
It's basically someone animating some storyboards and come up with their own animation.
Yeah.
And
with the ship going down?
Yeah, so basically it starts off really like A New Hope with a Star Destroyer, but there's two blockade type running ships in front of it. But it turns out that actually their tractor beam pulling it, and it's a knackered old Star Destroyer. I don't quite know why they're chucking it. I don't know whether this is like set around the same time with Force Awakens and they just get chucking it in.
I thought it was the big one from the end of the game that goes down in Jeddah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's the one she goes past.
So I think the time frame was that one was when they're just using Jeddah as a garbage place.
Sorry, not Jeddah, Jakku.
Jakku, sorry. Jakku?
Yeah.
So I think my take on it was they were just using it as a garbage place and just dumping ships on it.
Right.
And that was just a random Star Destroyer they were just chucking away.
Well,
which is really wasteful.
Right?
Really wasteful.
That's really wasteful, isn't it? There's lots of good resources in
Star Destroyer. They could have used that. They could have turned that into a toilet on the Starkiller base or something.
Well, you would think that the Rebels would use it, considering that in Rebels, again, they had an AT-AT. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, I just thought that was worth mentioning. I thought that was quite cool anyway. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't as good as the actual opening, I don't think.
No, it didn't add anything. But it was cool to see.
It's nice to see it. But I think people would have been well annoyed if it was just looked like The New Hope.
Oh, dude, the amount of people that said that the movie was a rip-off of A New Hope, that would have just been a final nail in coffin.
Yeah.
Right.
So, anyway, that was quite cool. Solo posters are a rip-off, I've written down here.
Yeah. What about that, eh?
Again, I thought this was a bit of a non-news to me at first because the Solo posters are super cool. I will say that. But I also thought, well, there isn't that much to them. They're photos of each key character behind text, and that's been done a million times in a million different ways.
The colour schemes and everything.
Yeah, and then I saw the pictures.
Yeah.
And I thought, "Oh, these two look just like me."
Okay, so this guy is a French artist, right?
Yeah.
And he did
CD
these album covers for
Yeah.
Sony Music, right? So this was actually addressed on the Campia podcast, and something that he said was, look, it could be that they've used it without permission. Right? I can't hear you, by the way. You talk?
Hello.
Oh, okay. You just sound like you disappeared. Yeah. So
It's because I'm not breathing like Darth Vader as much.
I see. So
I've got a new stomach. That's why.
just like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So they're saying that
War machine,
it
man.
could be that they've stolen it, which would be really bad. But it could also
Twisted and evil.
It could also be that Disney has actually spoken to Sony, because the artist that did it doesn't own the artwork. He did the work for Sony Music and got paid by Sony Music to do that work.
Yeah.
So those pictures are owned by Sony. So it's very possible that Disney, or at least the Disney, the design department, have spoken with them and arranged something. But I'm sure we'll find out, because if anyone gets sued, then that's how we'll know. But if no one gets sued, it's probably all pretty legit.
I mean, I saw something just said Disney were looking into it. Well, I mean,
if it is a rip-off, it could be that someone in their design department saw them and, oh, wicked, I'm doing that. And they had no knowledge of it. There's a lot that could have gone on here, but it'd be interesting to see what comes of it.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah, or nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Today, the Last Jedi audio and novel book thing came out on Audible in the UK. I don't know when it came out in America, but it came out today. I think it was fairly recent anyway, everywhere. And obviously there's been a lot of talk about it, because the beginning, I'm on chapter, I don't know what chapter I'm on, but I'm about 2.5 hours into it, because I only got it today. But the beginning, Luke has a dream, and it's like an alternative universe dream.
Okay.
And he's
married.
imagined his life. He's married to Cammy, and he never left Tatooine, and it gives a whole alternative history of what happened. It's a really weird thing, and so there's I've seen a lot of posts about that, and I think they've already started talking a little bit more about Snoke going off, and I think we're going to get a bit more about it. My overall view on it so far, listening 2.5 hours in, this fucking film is too long anyway. I don't want to hear any more. I've listened. I really like Star Wars audiobooks. I really like Mark Thompson, who narrates all the good ones. I really like all the news. I like film adaptations.
Yeah.
This is too late. I really don't care. I'm listening to it, and I'm listening to them talk about how BB-8's pressing all these different buttons on the X-Wing to try and fix it. And I'm thinking, this doesn't work as a book. I was
going to say, do you think it's badly written?
I don't even think it's badly written. I mean, if I'd not seen the film, it'd be a lot better. But I saw the film 3 months ago. I saw it 3 times. I don't, like the last novelisation, I got the day I saw the film. So I watched the film and I listened to the book. When I saw the film again, it was a good experience.
Yeah.
I could go, oh, they didn't do that in the film, or I did do that in the book, and it added to it, and it was all fresh.
They brought it out quite close to the movie last time.
Well late.
Yeah.
And as I said, this film is too long anyway. And just, literally, we're in 2 hours, and I've literally just got to. They've just got rid of. Finn's just woken up.
Ah, wow.
Yeah. Yes.
That long in. This is going to be like a 300-hour book or something.
Well, it's only 10 hours. I don't know what they're going to do. They're just going to skip to the end or something.
Maybe they skip Canto Bight and
Yeah,
make it better.
I mean,
maybe Phasma gets killed like on the deleted scene.
Yeah, I don't know what I just don't know what I expected. I mean, I know it's a novelisation of
So-
what I've seen, but it's
So
just
with the
it's really. I'm like, I don't really want, and like, you hear a bit more about Rose, and
with
I hate Rose.
Luke's dream.
Yeah,
So you
there's
know
no
how.
reason for that either.
So,
They just
do you
you
think
wait-
that's considered? Is that part canon now? Because it's in the book, not in the film. But
well, no,
you
because
know,
it's only a dream, so it's a canon dream.
oh, is it? Yeah, okay.
It's
But
a
he's just
canon
dreaming
dream.
of he's dreaming of a wife, and does it suggest that he was married, or does it suggest that
I mean,
he wishes he was married?
How it's
Has he
played
just got
out
some
is
fantasy woman in his
'cause
mind?
it's
like
literally
Wank
it's the first thing in the book. It's
Right.
basically Luke talking about what's happening, and then like you're guessing, oh, this has got to be a dream or something, and he basically wakes up, and this is the morning that he goes up on the hill for Ray to go and give him the thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
he sees it as some kind of. He goes and he wakes up and goes, "No, Luke, you know that's not a normal dream." And he's talking about the Force, and so he's getting a feel that. I mean, obviously, I guess later in the book we might reference this dream again. I don't know, but it was real. I think they put it in just to put something different in.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? It just seemed like, why have they put that in?
Mm.
I mean, again,
Yeah.
I haven't read the book yet.
Seems a little pointless, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
so I'll tell you next week once I've read it. But yeah, I'm just a bit annoyed that they've left it so long.
Mm. Yeah, because the last one, as I said, was quite close to when the movie came out, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing I don't get. Why did it take so long for this novelisation? Because normally, like the Star Wars films, are literally finished the day before they come out.
Mm.
We know this one was finished well before.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's weird.
That is weird.
All right. So talking around films, JJ's finished the script for episode 9.
Yeah. Awesome.
Are you excited about that?
I'm excited that there's going to be an episode 9, and I'm
I
excited
feel-
that the script's finished. And
I'm really looking forward to episode 9.
I'm looking forward to episode 9.
I'm looking forward to JJ fixing everything.
I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. I'm glad that he's finished the script and that they can, start like pre-production and all that kind of stuff soon. Yeah, the art departments now will probably already be working on things, getting ready for all that. Yeah, interested to see where it goes. Let's see what happens. I'd like to know
Daisy
how
Ridley's
they're
been
going
out saying that she knew that
She helped write part of it, didn't she?
Well, yeah, and that, when JJ was doing Force Awakens, he did write an outline for the next 2 films.
Mm.
So he already had an idea of where he'd like it to go, and like everyone criticising him and saying, he didn't have a clue what he was going to do.
And
I'm hoping
he
he's
knew
gonna
what was
bring-
happening with this one, with The Last Jedi. He knew
I
what was
really
happening.
hope there's a big jump in terms of time,
Right.
and we get to see. I mean, I'm talking 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
I'd like to see, and it gives Kylo a chance to actually grow up and get used to being in charge, and we see what happens with the First Order really making a difference and really
Having an impact on it.
getting its feet in under the door and establishing itself, but equally the resistance building,
Ray more
Ray
powerful.
becoming a proper Jedi,
Mm.
possibly other Jedis popping up. I want to see a big gap, and I want to see Snoke thing resolved, because that's the other thing that the people are talking about at the moment, is that there is going to be some kind of story to Snoke, and that apparently this novelisation does give a bit more detail as what he was up to. But I think that's the opportunity with Ezra and Thrawn and that.
I was going to say, imagine if Snoke does turn out to be Ezra. I still don't think he will be, but if he does, at least I'll have the satisfaction of knowing he just got cut in half.
Yeah. But
Oh,
I'd
that's
still,
good.
but because also they've been talking about Andy Serkis being in the next film anyway.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to be Snoke.
No, but
He's a performance capture artist. He'd be
Look,
anyone.
we know he's coming back as a Force Ghost. Yes. Or I mean, the thing is, I reckon Snoke's got clones.
Well,
I
hopefully
think
he would have
Snoke-
made clones that didn't look like him, because that would be lame.
Well, I think Snoke's story is going to be very much like the Emperor's in Dark Empire.
Dark Empire. Yeah, maybe.
I
Maybe
think
that
that's
was
where
an
they're
old
going to
withered
draw from.
body, and he's got younger ones. Maybe that'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go with it. I don't know that they'll leap really far into the future. You could maybe get 5 years, but
because I think that's how they're going to justify
you can
Leia
maybe
not
get
being in
5
it and all
years.
that kind of thing, because she's going to be dead.
Yeah, I still think they should recast it. I don't think that they should just go, oh yeah, Leia's dead, by the way. I think that would kind of suck.
I think if there's a good time jump, they can. And I think that would be fair enough to do it.
Leia died because, a few years have passed.
She died of a broken heart, like fucking Padamungi.
Leia lost the will to live. Yeah.
No, I mean, look.
I don't know.
She is an old bird and she likes Coke. So
Spice.
Yeah,
she
spice. Let's keep it real.
She had a spice addiction that no one was aware of. Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see where they go with it. That's all there is. Cool. This episode 9's coming.
Cool.
Good to see what happens.
Anyway, I'm excited for that. I think JJ's going to knock it out of the park.
I think he'll do it good. Yeah, I do as well.
Definitely. I honestly love Force Awakens. I've watched it about 3 times while I've been off in hibernation.
I watched The Force Awakens load.
I love the film. It makes me happy.
The same. Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good one.
Yeah, I love it. I love Rey, and also I love Rey and Finn in it. And I think that's what annoys me about Last Jedi.
Something that I would like him to fix is Hux. Because I like Hux in The Force Awakens, but not so much in Last Jedi.
So I tell you what, I honestly think my bad feelings about The Last Jedi, and I definitely have got more in the most recent past month or so, is I just think Rian Johnson pissed on everything JJ did.
No, because JJ was aware of what was happening.
I know.
It's not like it happened without his knowledge.
No, I'm not saying he did it, without JJ knowing. All I'm saying is I think Rian Johnson took all the good things from Force Awakens and messed them up. I think he really cocks Hux up. I think he really ruined Finn. I think he's ruined the Finn and Rey relationship, which I think is so strong.
Boyega was asked in an interview, I posted it today, who he'd like to see Finn end up with, and he said Rey. And I agree. I like the relationship they were building in the Force Awakens.
That's the heart of Force Awakens. It's them too. They are brilliant. They're brilliant leads in that film.
I do think that Rose should have just died, and I also think they just added her for diversity. I think that's the only reason I agree. Because she's a pointless character. But yeah, I would like to see Rey and Finn. I want their adventure to continue together in Episode 9. That would be nice because we saw them back on the ship together. Obviously, Poe's there. Those should be the new crew. Chewie, Poe, Rey, Finn.
Well, I just imagine. I think Poe's always going to be in his X-wing alongside them. I don't think Poe's going to be sat on the Falcon in the gang.
Although he looks like he should be.
He should, but his character is he's a pilot.
Yeah.
And you can't have him.
No, his X-wing got destroyed though, dude.
Yeah, but his X-wing got destroyed in Force Awakens as well.
That's true, but they've got no resources. They're flying away. They've got nothing. So
he'll probably steal a dreadnought or something.
Yeah, maybe.
So good.
Yeah. All right. Anyway.
All right. Next thing on my list, I just wrote this down because I'm quite excited about it. Disneyland Paris is going to get Star Wars expansion.
Yeah, it's closer to home.
It's nearer to me. Yeah. More likely I'm going to go to it than there's the other one. So yay!
Yeah, I really want to go back to Florida, but Paris is just there. So
on the Euro tunnel. Yeah. Nice. So I'm excited about that. Right. So some Colin Comic catch up.
Okay.
Right. So tell you what, here's what I'm going to do with comics from now on, Jay.
Okay.
I'm not going to try and go through them individually.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about the stories.
Okay.
I'm just going to say, here's what I've read over the past couple of weeks or time, whatever it is, when we talk about comics.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say generally what's happening and what I think of it.
Okay.
Because what I've discovered, as we've talked about before, is they are not worth talking about individually. And some of them are terrible.
Okay, cool. Go.
So let's just start with good ones. So you know what the good ones are. Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
It is brilliant. I love it.
And that's been consistent from the beginning, Darth Vader's been
of the relaunch. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess the first series was good
version,
but
Vader
I really
down,
love the second, which is again by Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camacoli. I don't have any idea if that's anywhere near good. But Vader strong. It's been obviously following Vader as a new Vader after Episode 3, and this has got the Jedi who looked after the library, and then there was a brilliant. Yeah, it's just really good. It's been really, really good, and you've seen him create his lightsaber and really finish that off. I don't know if I've got the last one here. No, I haven't. Okay. The most recent issue that I read was 12, and this was so. Like, what was really cool, I don't know if I can show it to you, is obviously what's been happening is obviously no one knows who Vader is. And so they've been like a bit, who is this fella? And even the Imperials have been a bit annoyed. And in this issue, Vader has a go at the Emperor basically and says, "Look, you need to tell everyone I am your, my word is your word speaks through me," that kind of thing.
Right.
And he does that at the end, and it's really wicked. And
how does he do that? How does the Emperor do that?
He basically calls all of the senior people and does this big speech, and then Vader kills with the Force about 6 of them in one go that basically had not conspired against him and given him
excellent.
And he just literally picks all 5 of them up or 6 of them up and Force chokes them all in one go.
So and everyone sees what he can do.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Also, Vader finishes his lightsaber and he's got the final version of it. And also there's this really wicked bit, I'm going to try and show you it, where again, because some of these people have sent mercenaries against him. I don't know if you can see it. Make it bigger.
No. So Colin's just trying to show me the artwork on camera right now, because when we do this we have Skype on so we can talk.
Can you see
Ooh.
that? So basically, Vader's meditating there, and he's actually there's another scene where it's showing him just literally sat looking at wherever he is. But in his mind, that's what he's feeling, and he's like on Mustafar.
Right, yeah.
And obviously his body's like this sort of fire thing, but only the bit where it's actually his real body, and the rest is like done in white light, which is the robot bit. It's so cool. I really love the look of it. It's like really.
Send me that on Facebook so I can have a look at it. Quickly,
I'll send you the pictures. Yeah, it's so cool. Really, I love that.
And version. the force choke bit as well.
Yeah. That's just cool. Yeah.
So yeah, cool. So that's a good one then. The Vader ones. Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. So really cool. Really. So Vader was wicked. Charles Soule, I love you. You're brilliant. I've also read Poe Dameron, up to date on that, and again that's by Charles Soule and Phil Noto. Is he doing the art still? Let me just see. Nothing like preparation, Jay.
No, nothing like preparation, H.
No, Angel Unizeta is the artist. Again, this is carried on the whole story with what's going on with that crazy psycho German-looking Imperial woman and the Terex, and it's just good. It's good. It's just carrying on the story. But I mean, I do question where this whole thing's going, really, because it's a little bit, how much are they going to do? I mean, it's been all very Law Santeca, and he's been kidnapped, but we know Law Santeca ends up okay, so.
For a little while.
Yeah, for a little while, anyway. But yeah, I mean, that's a good laugh. I've also been keeping up on the Star Wars main title.
Mm-hmm.
I've not really been enjoying this, to be honest. It's set on Jeddah, and it's done by Kieran Gillen, who I did like, the writer of Dr. Aphra in the first volume of Darth Vader. Salvador Larroque is the artist, which is very solid art with very good referencing of all the characters.
Star Wars has always been a little hit or miss, that title, hasn't it?
Again, it's I think this is a hard book to write, to be honest.
Right.
It's I mean, what do you do in Star Wars, the title, when it's set again in that time frame where you can't do much with them? I mean, what can you do with these characters? I mean, what can you do with the main characters set between Star Wars and Empire?
And the thing is, you end up having to make them have these massive adventures that when you go to Empire, it's like, well, you should be much better than you are now.
Yeah.
If you've done all this
and
stuff.
And again, forcing in elements from other films. Like being on Jedi and looking at Kyber crystals, and it's just, and like they create these villains that like they've created this general bloke who's got a cybernetic arm and his queen, and they're the big bads, and it just reads like, oh, this is a comic adaptation, this is a comic filler story. It's just like, like you just know, 30 years someone's going to look at this like the way we look at the old Marvel comics.
Yeah.
And go, oh, that was a bit shit, wasn't it? Green Rabbit, you know what I mean?
Hey, I'm surprised that Filoni didn't bring Jackson into Rebels.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think my view is here, what's the point in doing Star Wars comics about the main characters? Because you can't.
Yeah.
Do them about filling in gaps between the films that we know, there's a million things you could write comics now about, where, as I said, with these Rebels characters and that kind of stuff, where there's genuine, we don't know what they did.
Yeah.
And
there's so many cool background characters that you could just turn into, you can give this or expand the universe.
And I get, obviously, the main characters are going to sell the books, aren't they? I do get that. But there must be a way to do it without, again, if you're going to do it, just don't do a canon one, or just do...
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think it's hard to do an ongoing book.
Like the Elseworlds story. Just do that. I'm like, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I think there's ways to do it, but not... I don't know. I think this is just hard to write. I mean, I wouldn't know where to start writing this book. So, Kieran Gillen's a good writer, so, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm just not enjoying it. So, I'm getting it, I'm reading it, and I'm forgetting it pretty much straight away. I also don't know why I bought this. DJ Most Wanted, and it was crap.
God.
It was so rubbish. So boring. To be honest, I didn't even read it properly. It was just I'm just not interested. I don't know why I even got it.
A character you didn't need to know more about.
Yeah, and you don't find any more about anyway. Rubbish.
So it's just it's empty reading.
Yeah, just don't bother, guys. Dr. Aphra, like I say, I'm caught up on that. More lesbianness, more what's his face?
Posler.
Tam Posler and the bloke with no head. More. Again, I don't know where this book's going. It seems the story's going on too long. I like the idea is that 000 has now got everything over all these characters, and he's got his own little gang, and they're now working for him and doing legal stuff. And Hera's shown up in it, and they got around Hera, and it's just. I think I've had enough of this character already now. So they need to do something more interesting with that. And the other comic I read was the adaptation of Thrawn, the novel.
How And how's that then?
So I've only read the first issue of it, and it's good. I mean, it's the novel.
I might be quite interested in that because
I think you would,
like
because
pictures. I enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it literally goes up to, it shows Thrawn. How does it get up to? He's at the academy, and yeah, do you remember the bit in the book when they have the card game and that bit?
Yeah.
And so they've got to about there. And the artist is Luke Ross, who did the Darth Maul book. Okay, I really like the style. It's got a real Kubert classic, Dennis Cowan maybe scratchiness to the art. I really like it. It's really good. The writer is Jodie Hauser. I've not read anything by her before, but obviously it's adapted of the Timothy Zahn book. But yeah, if you haven't read the book, I definitely would recommend the comic if the books aren't for you. And if you read the book, yeah, it's interesting. And it's not essential. I don't think you're going to get anything extra out of it. But if you're a fan of comics, then it's probably worth getting. If you're not, don't bother.
I think that I might wait for this to become a trade paperback. Yeah. I'd like to get the full thing in one.
I think that's probably a very clever way of doing it. I don't see the need in buying the individual issues. You might as well just buy the collected edition because it will certainly come out as soon as the last issues come out. So,
how many parts is this one? Do you know?
To be honest, I don't know. I think it might be 6.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
Which is a trade size.
Wow, they're going to really cut it down then.
Well, I mean, they've got quite far and just one issue, to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. No, it doesn't say. It doesn't have like a of 1 or 6. Or, I'm sure if I actually looked it up, I could tell you, but I'm not going to bother.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, look it up yourself, loser. Right, so that's my comic catch-up. That's what I've read. So the nuts and bolts of it are: read Darth Vader and Poe Dameron. Don't bother with Star Wars. Definitely don't bother with DJ. And read Thrawn if you're interested. What I haven't been reading is the IDW Kids Star Wars comics.
Oh, okay.
Now, which is weird, it's published by IDW, rather than Marvel.
So they're not part of the canon then?
Well, obviously, I don't know if they are or not. I'm assuming they're not. I haven't read them. I've seen them in the store, but I've not actually picked them up because I really don't think I'd enjoy them. So I've just decided not to pick them up and read them. But I would be interested to know if any of our listeners have read them and what they think and if they're worth picking up. Interesting. But I certainly won't be picking them up unless someone tells me they are amazing. So that's my comics, guys.
Cool.
The only other thing on my list was a bit of a Star Wars Battlefront 2 roundup. Okay. Now, there was some news about another game recently. They've been talking about they're starting talking about a couple of things, really. One, EA. There's been a lot of grief about EA and the way they've managed Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
A lot of people are disappointed with it. A lot of people are saying it's not a great game and that their communication has been really rubbish. We're waiting a long time for updates and fixes. I think on Battlefront 1, they were doing 2 weekly patches, and they said that they were going to do a monthly schedule on this. But to be honest, that monthly, like the most recent patch, took an extra week and a half, and there's a lot of people moan about that because there's a couple of things that need to be fixed quite badly.
Yeah.
At the moment, there's things that need to be fixed, but one of the things they're talking about, the two big hot topics are what's Season 2 DLC going to be, and when are they going to do a decent patch on an upgrade on the progression system. I think that's one of the biggest things that people are not happy with, and DICE themselves have not been happy with it. So they're completely re-engineering the progression system on the game.
Okay.
And that should be released in the next patch, which would be the end of the month, they're saying. So
do you know if they're going to do any more single-player stuff on it?
Yeah. So
they are.
So on the last patch, they've already updated arcade mode so that every planet is now on arcade mode. So if you want to just go, you're talking about the campaign.
The campaign, yeah.
Okay. Well, the voices, what they're saying is that when they do season things, that they probably update the story on the campaign every episode. I mean, that's the general theme, but it's not being officially confirmed.
Right.
But that's the feeling that they're going to do. They're going to add a new story thing. Obviously, I think it's going to be about Thingy's daughter.
Yeah, I think it would.
And
I'll wait till you tell me that they've done that. Because I haven't touched the game in ages.
But what they have been doing already, in the last patch that came out at the beginning of March, they fixed, like I say, arcade mode, and they've added all of the maps, and they've said now every single new map they create, they would do an arcade map for it as well. So people just want to play arcade, which I do play quite a bit actually. And they're also talking about doing different actual challenges and stuff, as well as including new maps. Are going to actually come up with some new challenges. They've been doing some good time challenges every day. I've been quite enjoying playing that. I'm playing the game every day. I still really enjoy the game. But then
you must be the only person.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I'm really not picky, or I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I just enjoy playing in the Star Wars universe.
Right.
And I love Heroes and Villains version, where you just play as the heroes and villains and kill each other, and I find it real fun. And I like the other mode. I like all of the modes, and because there's about 5 different games there, I don't get bored. Because if I don't get fed up with one, I just go and play different, and they're all very different. Starfighter.
That's good that the game gives you that. I mean, it didn't really do much for me. I didn't enjoy it that much, but it's good that you've got a game there that gives you that, because I mean that's value for money there.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I mean, I'm not a gamer. I mean, I do play games, but I'm not like, I don't play all the different what is it? A third person? I don't know, some shooter game anyway. But I don't play the other ones, so. I guess I don't have that to compare against the other games, and whether it's better or worse. All I know is it's better than Star Wars Battlefront 1. So
it didn't have to try too hard.
Yeah, but to be fair, I played Star Wars Battlefront 1 a lot. I loved Drop Zone and a couple of different modes. I did get a bit bored with the Walker Assault because it was just so the same every single time. But but this, I think I've got a bit of faith. I don't think EA have cocked up as badly as everyone's saying. And if they fix this progression system and they try and make it a bit more exciting, but there is rumours that Lucasfilm are looking to get to serve notice on EA and get rid of them.
I wouldn't be surprised, because EA have notoriously been bad with the customers, and they've never really. They always seem to be a company that's just trying to get as much money as they can and not give a damn about the place. Now, if somehow, I know it'd be a long way in between, if they somehow get CD Projekt Red onto some of their games, I think we'd get some fantastic Star Wars games. It won't happen because CD Projekt Red have got some big titles in the works at the moment. But that would be quite special. Well,
the thing that interests me was that when Battlefront 1 came out, and it was just done by DICE, obviously part of EA, but like EA is a lot of separate companies, and it felt like there was a bit more passion, and they were doing it and they were loving it. And Battlefront 2 was made by quite a few of these little subsidiaries together, wasn't it? And I think that's where the confusion's come. I don't think there's, again, a single voice saying this is our game and this is what we want to do and we're passionate about it now.
At least you don't have to collect the diorama.
What was the point of that? And the thing is, again, on the all that side of stuff, I've really been enjoyed. I've got all the characters, I've got everything, and it's not been that hard. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not the best. I mean, even though I play it a lot, I'm not that great, But I've still done enough to have got all the characters you need to get. I've got all of the heroes. I've got everything. That I need. All my infantry and that are fully armed up and at top levels. So, and I haven't had to spend any money on it, so it's good. But like I say, a lot of people aren't happy, and I think really, I mean, everyone's saying, well, why haven't we heard what season 2 is going to be? My concern is that it might not be a season 2, and the official word is they're trying to fix the problems they know about first before they really push on with what's going to happen.
That's probably a good idea.
Which is a good idea.
Yeah.
But I also think they need to be better communication and have a bit of a roadmap, and that's one of the things that they've been asking for. And
I don't think you're going to get that. No.
I think the best thing that Disney could do is probably get a different software house working on their games. To be honest, there are a lot of
selfishly,
better ones out there.
I don't want them to do that because I want EA to fix this game. I've already bought.
Only because of this game, but if you look at it going down the line, if there's going to be, we know there's going to be a ton of Star Wars games coming out, and you want someone that's going to really give it the attention and the quality it deserves. So, if this is as far as this game goes, and then they move to a different software house, then we start getting some really good games come out.
Yeah.
In the long run, you'll appreciate that.
Well, I will, but equally, I mean, like,
it'll be frustrating now.
I mean,
down the road, it won't be.
I listened to watch Star Wars HQ YouTube channel, and that's probably my favourite. Robbie and whatever his twin brother, they're crazy weirdos, but they seem to know it all. And their view on it is that DICE are in this EA are in this for the long game, and they want Battlefront 2 to be a game that you play for a long, long time, and they want to keep adding bits to it, and the intention is to grow
I don't think they're doing a great job of it in the majority anyway.
The thing.
I stopped playing it months ago.
Well, this is the thing. They need to pull their finger out if they are going to do that. And if they did do that, and they did that right, I would love it, because, again, I don't want... My biggest concern is that they're going to release a new Star Wars game on a new console, and I only bought my PS4 for this game.
They will.
For Battlefront 1.
Well, the Xbox One X is out already, and the PS5's coming out in only like a couple of years.
I don't want that one.
So it's happening, pal. Don't forget. I mean, look, the new ones will be backwards compatible. These ones, the current ones, will still be around for a while. It will be very similar to when I got my PS4 and I got Grand Theft Auto 5 on it. And I had Grand Theft Auto on an older console, and a friend of mine had a PS3 with Grand Theft Auto on it. And he came round to my house and saw my one, and then went home and he was like, man, your one's got so much more stuff going on. That's what will happen. You'll get 2 versions and you'll wish that you had the good one.
That's what
they want to sell the new consoles.
Well, that's what happened with me in Force Unleashed. I played it on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
I didn't have a PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And then I saw someone else having it on PlayStation, and I had to buy a PlayStation 3 to play, and I bought that bloody game again and redid it. And I only bought my PlayStation 4 for Battlefront 1. I've only really played 4 games on it.
I admit, when I got my PS4, I bought it because of Battlefront 1, and about 3 weeks after getting Battlefront 1, I was like, this game's boring. I just got other games, but I mean, I play all kinds of games anyway, so I'm happy to just, I like to get new games every so often. Like the one I'm playing at the moment will last me quite a while. I'm really enjoying it.
What is it?
The Witcher 3.
Oh yeah,
it's a damn good game, and I'm hooked on it. It's great, and that's a third person game. You probably quite enjoy it, to be honest.
I like Uncharted.
It's a good story. Uncharted's a great game.
My favourite.
And by the way, they talk about the new Star Wars game that they're going to bring out. It's going to be very similar to Uncharted in the way it plays.
That's what I'm hoping.
You'll be quite happy with that, yeah.
So that is all I've got, Jane.
Is that it? Cool. Well, you know what? I think we should wrap it up because, look, we've been away for a while.
We
have.
have.
Nice, big, juicy episode. We're coming up to 2 hours now. We're at 1 hour 45.
Are we?
Yeah. So I think we should end it there. It's the bumper return of Star Wars Conversations episode. The next one will.
It's the big one.
Yeah, this is the big one. So let's finish there. So let's see if we can remember all this. You can find us all over the interwebs. We're on Facebook at Star Wars Conversations Group. We're on Twitter at Star Wars Convo or hashtag Star Wars Convo. We're
And
all
Instagram.
We're over Instagram at Star Wars Convo.
Same, yeah.
We're all over all the different podcasts like Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud.
Where
all
do
those
you get your
ones.
podcasts? You can find us. We'll be there.
You can find us there, and of course, you can find us on the Taylor Network of Podcasts.
Oh yeah,
which is a podcast network, as it says in its name. That has all different types of podcasts, such as
Gotham by Geek, Nothing's On, Double Pace Spread, Paradigm Shift.
There's some TARDIS one.
Oh, TARDIS. TARDIS podcast. Time and Relative Discussions in Space. Now that is a bloody good one. That is a great one. Go Trek Yourself. They've got a new person on it, a new member of the crew. Holly. So we are going to have to abuse them soon and have another battle with them. There's loads of great ones on there. Really good ones. So listen to them all.
That's right. So check those out.
They're free. They're all free and all on the same feed. It's lovely.
Right. Easy to get to. Look, if you've enjoyed this episode on our YouTube channel, give us a like and a subscribe, or anywhere else, sort of give us some kind of
iTunes. Give us
iTunes.
a review. Stick us the stars on it. Just do something.
That would be
Send
awesome.
us an email.
Yeah.
Like us on Facebook. Come on.
Send us messages on Twitter.
Do something, guys.
Most of all, join the conversations. I mean, the Facebook groups were all started. So if you, join up there, there's lots of friendly members there who'll talk to you. People generally are not abusive on there. In fact, no one's abusive on there. Everyone's friendly, and we're all Star Wars fans. Whether you like something or dislike it, whether you agree or disagree, that I've never seen anyone being horrible on there. Everyone's friendly, and we all get that we like things differently, and that's the beauty of the group. I'm actually very proud of how good the people on there are. So anyway, that'll do it for us, and we should be back next week, I think. So until then,
punch it, Chewie.
May the Force be with you.